Most people hear the words meme coin and immediately think of gambling, scams, or people getting lucky. And to be fair, there are thousands of meme coins that deserve that reputation. But here's what very few people realize. Here, among all the noise, some people have quietly built life changing wealth using meme coins. Not because they were lucky, not because they bought every dog or frog token they saw, but because they understood something most investors completely ignore. In this video, I want to show you how meme coins actually fit into the crypto ecosystem, why they continue to exist, how some investors use them strategically, and most importantly, how to think about them without risking everything. Because whether you love them or hate them, meme coins have already created millionaires. The real question is why? Hello, everyone. Welcome and welcome back to Ignite My Life, where we talk about building wealth God's way through biblical wisdom and practical investing. My goal on this channel isn't to tell you what to buy, it's to help you understand how money is changing, where opportunities exist, and how to become a wiser steward of the resources God has entrusted to you. So, if that sounds like something that you're interested in, don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's get into today's video. Let me ask you something. Why do meme coins even exist? If they're completely useless, why do billions of dollars continue to flow into them? Because that's an important question, right? Most people assume meme coins are simply jokes, but that's only part of the story. At their core, meme coins are driven by something incredibly powerful: attention. We now live in an attention economy. Whoever captures people's attention often captures money as well. Think about it. Companies spend billions every year trying to get people talking about their products. Meme coins, meme coins achieve that naturally through humor, internet culture, communities, and social media. Sometimes a single viral post can introduce millions of people to a project overnight. That's something many traditional companies would love to achieve. Of course, attention alone doesn't guarantee long term success. Plenty of meme coins disappear as quickly as they appear. But understanding that attention has value explains why this market continues to exist. Here's where many people get into trouble. They hear stories of someone turning $500 into $500,000. Suddenly, they think every meme coin will do the same. So they start buying anything with a funny name: a dog, a cat, a frog, a banana. Before long, they've invested in 20 different coins without understanding any of them. That's not investing, that's buying lottery tickets. The truth is, the overwhelming majority of meme coins will never become successful. Many have anonymous developers, some are abandoned, others are outright scams. If you're entering this space, you need to accept that reality first. Hope is an investment strategy. Research matters. So, where does the hidden wealth come from? Surprisingly, it's often not from buying at the top after everyone is talking about a coin. It's from recognizing trends early. Many successful investors spend far more time researching than buying. They study communities, they watch how active developers are, they observe whether people are genuinely excited or simply trying to pump the price. Sometimes they wait weeks or months before investing. Patience is one of the most underrated investing skills. The biggest gains often come before mainstream attention arrives. By the time television is discussing a meme coin, many early investors have already taken profits. Here is something that many new investors don't appreciate. With meme coins, the community is often the product. People aren't just buying a token, they're buying into a movement. They are joining Telegram groups, they're creating memes, they're promoting the project online, they're building excitement together. That community can become incredibly valuable, but it can also disappear just as quickly if people lose confidence, which is why community strength is something experienced investors pay close attention to. Personally, I don't believe meme coins should be your entire investment strategy. I see them as one tool among many. Some investors allocate a small percentage of their portfolio to carefully selected meme coins. If one performs exceptionally well, they don't simply leave all of their profits sitting there forever. Instead, I gradually move part of those gains into assets with stronger long term fundamentals. That might include established cryptocurrencies, dividend paying shares, ETFs, precious metals, or even property. In other words, I'm using higher risk opportunities to help build a more balanced portfolio over time. This strategy is actually working well for me, and the important point is having a plan rather than acting on emotion. So, if you're going to look at meme coins at all, the question becomes, how do you separate the projects that might have potential from the thousands that probably won't? Every experienced investor tends to look for certain characteristics before they even consider putting money into a project. Here's a simple checklist that I think is worth keeping in mind. First, look at the community. Meme coins live and die by their communities. Is the community active? Are people genuinely engaged? Or is it just bots posting the same messages over and over again? Healthy communities tend to have real conversations, create content, and continue supporting the project when prices aren't skyrocketing. Second, look at the development team. Are they actually building something? Do they communicate regularly? Are they transparent about what's happening? Even if the team chooses to remain anonymous, which isn't unusual in crypto, you still want to see consistent updates and evidence that they're actively working on the project. Third, pay attention to liquidity. This is something beginners overlook. A coin might look like it's worth millions on paper, but if there's very little liquidity, you may struggle to buy or sell without causing a big price movement. Healthy liquidity generally makes it easier for investors to enter and exit positions. Fourth, check how the tokens are distributed. If one or two wallets control a huge percentage of the supply, that's something that I would want to investigate further. Larger holders can have a significant influence if they decide to sell. A more balanced distribution can reduce that concentration risk. Fifth, ask yourself whether the project has any direction beyond the meme. The meme might attract people initially, but what keeps them there? Is there a roadmap? Are there partnerships? Is the team trying to build an ecosystem, or is the entire project based solely on hype? Some meme coin communities have expanded into gaming, NFTs, payments, education, or other initiatives, while many never move beyond social media excitement. Sixth, look at the age of the project. Has it survived more than one market cycle? Has it continued developing after the initial excitement faded? Longevity doesn't guarantee success, but surviving difficult market conditions can tell you something about the resilience of a project and its community. Seventh, be realistic about market capitalization. Sometimes people buy a coin because it's cheap at a fraction of a cent, thinking it has unlimited room to grow. But price alone doesn't tell you much. Market cap and token supply often give a much clearer picture of how much growth may already be priced in. And finally, never invest because of fear of missing out. FOMO has probably cost people more money than almost anything else in crypto. If you're buying simply because everyone on social media is talking about a coin, you're probably arriving much later than you think. The best opportunities come after careful research, not emotional reactions. At the end of the day, no checklist removes the risk. Meme coins remain one of the most speculative areas of the crypto market. But having a process is far better than buying blindly because of hype. Sometimes the investment you decide not to make is just as important as the one you do. Meme coins aren't magic. They're not guaranteed paths to wealth for some people, but they certainly are for me and many other people. My point is, don't automatically dismiss them simply because they're called meme coins. Like many investments, there are poor opportunities and there are better opportunities. Knowledge, patience, discipline, and risk management make a far bigger difference than hype. Hidden wealth isn't usually hidden because it's impossible to find. It's hidden because most people either ignore it completely or approach it without a plan. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and consider subscribing for more content on faith, finance, investing, and building wealth God's way. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever invested in a meme coin, or do you think they are simply too risky? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.